All right, guys, just want to talk about numbers. So, why numbers? Because objectively, numbers can help you realize the importance of volume. So, everyone says, whoa, what key bank to use, blah, blah, blah. That's a whole nother topic. So let's just talk about key banks. So, UWorld, let's make this nice and big. Each block of this will be one. So, UWorld, right? You have Kaplan, you have RX, you have Amboss. You probably have some others. So maybe Osmosis. I don't know what else is out there these days. Becker. There's some others. Okay. So on average, all of these will say have 2,500 questions. So 2,500, 2,500, 2,500, 2,500. Again, right? Let's talk about the exam. The exam is 7 blocks of roughly 40, right? So do the math, that's 280 questions, right? 280 questions. Not all the questions are going to count, some of them are tested. So it's probably more like 250 questions, okay? Some are thrown out, some are tested, so it's 250. But we'll still use the number 280. So let's do the math on that. 25 plus 25, 4 quarters is $1, so this is 10,000 questions if you were to use each of these Q banks and you started years in advance and you just did a very slow, sustainable plan. Nothing crazy, just time, right? It takes some time. 10,000 questions. And you learn from your mistakes. Not saying you had to do all your wrongs. All right? So 280 questions divided by questions, cross out, right? No, but really, what's the math there? It's basically 2.8%, something like that, meaning that's how much 2.8% of 10,000 questions, that's how much you really need to learn. That's a little narrow-minded to think that way, but it helps you put things into perspective where of all of these things you've been exposed to, they're only going to ask you just a few things. Like 2.8% of all of that knowledge you learned. Like a very small amount. So what I'm trying to say is for you to do really well, to make sure you get that 2.8%, to know a lot of it, if you do a lot of questions, it will help you increase your odds of hitting that 2.8% that they may ask, okay? So take-home point is, if you want to be really good at basketball, you shoot hoops, you dribble, you play basketball. If you read basketball and watch others play it, it helps, but nothing's better than playing basketball. So do questions, okay? If you don't think you have enough time, wake up an hour or two earlier, do 2 blocks, do them timed. You can't waste time there, you did it, you practiced doing questions, okay? So you need to become a test-taking champ. You need robust endurance, okay? So take home point, how many questions, which Q bank? That's another topic about which Q bank to use. The take home point is there's a lot of questions for each of them. If you utilize just one of them really, really well, you can score pretty good. But if you utilize all of them really well, imagine how you're going to score. It's above average, and that is for sure. It's just putting the amount of time and attention this test takes, okay? So do your questions, right? Become really good at test taking and build your endurance. So if you build your endurance, 2 blocks won't seem like a lot. And if you do enough, so you're at 3 or 4 blocks a day, something like that, which may seem crazy up front. If you're able to do that, then 7 blocks isn't that far away. All right, and that's a huge deal because a lot of people get exhausted, they leave questions blank, the last 2 blocks are terrible, and their score is it's not as high as it should be. So to prevent those things, do a lot of questions, start early, and do the math, okay? Have a great day. Hopefully that inspires you to start early, use a lot of them. More questions is always great. Playing the sport more will always make you better, okay? Have a great day.